down.
Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
You know the drill.
K100, you bastards.
K100 Radio, I'm your host, Blizz, and welcome everybody to another one of our direct line interviews. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the proceedings this evening. We don't want y'all to go nowhere. We want to go ahead and get right into the stories so we can have this direct conversation with our guest tonight. And tonight, we rocking out with Streetmartz 101. I'm going to bring him on the line real quick. Streetmartz, what's up, my guy? What's happening, man? Welcome to the show.
Yo, what's going on, ATL?
What's happening, man? Welcome to the show, bro.
Streetmartz 101.
All right. So I'm gonna pause real quick. I'm gonna turn my background music down, bro. You got it, man. Give us an introduction. Tell us who we rock with, man. Where you from, dog? Go ahead.
Yes, you know, G Money, Streetmartz 101. One of the group members, B Jones, couldn't be here, so we hailed him from Ocala, Florida, home of you know what it is, those Mighty Gators. So you know, we keep it rocking around here. You know?
All right, man. Welcome to the show, man, for sure. Hey, listen, y'all know I'm a Florida boy. Don't act. You know, when I get my people from Florida up here on one of these shows, you know, we gonna pop our ish. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
you feel
sir.
me?
Yes,
all right,
sir.
man. So listen, bro. Like, at this point, I know you've been doing this for a long time, man. How long you been doing this, bro?
Man, for about 20 plus years. So I've been in it since a kid. Yeah. So I tend to look at it in a sense as if, you know, a kid seeing evolve from the time where I got my first, you would know this here, Will, got my first Luke Skywalker tape.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, my mama found the Luke Skywalker tape. I got a good ass whooping over that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I was
Yes,
way
sir.
too young. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
yeah, my big cousin them had it. We was over there. You know what I'm saying? He had it at my grandma's house, bro.
Right.
I stuck my thing in my little book bag, bro. I forgot to take it out, boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She found it and found the winner. I won
Yes,
that ass
sir.
whooping. I won the ass whooping that night. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
yeah, man, you know, let's speak on the Florida culture, man, while we got time. You feel me? We're gonna get into the music, we're gonna play the joint. We got a joint called How You Do It. And
Right.
That's the joint that we're gonna play and we're gonna rock out with. But let's talk about, I want to talk to you about the Florida music scene, bro, because like I've said before, and people understand this if they know me, but if this is the first time they ever heard me, maybe they finding out this interview via you, and this is the first time they ever heard of me. Like I said, I'm born and raised in Florida. I'm from the A50, represent the Panhandle and the Bangor Bay all day, Panama City, Florida.
Right.
So with that being said, I moved away a long time ago, and I started my grind as far as my music career up here in Atlanta for various reasons, all right? So with that being said, I want you to tell me, like, right now, 2025, what is it like being an independent artist? Because Florida got so much talent, bro. I know people say that shit all the time, and we know it to be true if you're from there, just how much talent it is. But then Florida, people can come right back and say, man, well, you know, it only seems like one area really get to shine. What do you feel about the music industry and the scene being an independent artist still right now in Florida?
As a whole, man, you see a bunch of the guys now. I can name them, you can name them. The ones that I'm liking now is probably Coop. I spoke with Coop, 26 Coop. Okay. Once before. He's down there with Kodak. Then you got the guys over there in Tampa. You have Nino Breeze. You got him. Jacksonville, you know, Duval, they gonna do their thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Orlando. Now, I got to give you this now. Don't sleep on these females down here. I mean, we got
Doechii, so I mean, we can't sleep on the Grammy winner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't necessarily say
sleep on it. Right.
You
But
know
most people don't give the ladies their due. Mm-hmm. You know, and when I came home, see, I just came home. I say about 4 years ago. You know, I was down on McDonald, if you know where that is. Right. Off McDonald's in the feds up there. Right. And I was hearing some of the records, but when I came back home, I was like, man, I'm really impressed with the females. They're doing their things. The guys gonna always do their thing, but I'm really impressed with the ladies down here. They got I don't know if you heard of Miss West. You got Twisty, you got K Sway over there in
Miss West sounds familiar. Because I don't know, I don't want to misspeak, but
Right.
I don't know if it was her, but I saw another impressive female when I was down there. She tall, light skinned.
That may where did
I
you
was in Tampa, so I was in Tampa at the Loud on 7th musical festival. That was last year, a couple of months back.
She's kind of like.
I just saw her on the stage and I was like, dog. She was from St. Pete, and I was just like,
yep.
Bro,
that's her. Yeah.
I was like, bro, she was snapping. I was
smoking,
like,
yeah, she
you know
was
what I'm saying?
smoking.
I was like, I got some of her music. I ended up playing it on K100. You know, we had an interview and everything. It was real dope. You know what I'm saying? But I seen a lot of talent. But so essentially, what you're saying is, and I asked you this question for a reason, because like when you up here, you have conversations with people up here, right? Like industry people or just fans, social media, hell, Facebook. Whatever, people, whatever, bro. Like when you have conversations, there's still this narrative that's surrounding the state, and I can't say I don't disagree, right. And it's like, bro, Florida. If it ain't coming out of Miami, don't you basically put it to a halt? But she's a female. But for the guys, if it ain't come out of Miami, bro, like it ain't gonna really pop off, and they feel like Miami is the only city when we know. That's not true. We know the way the state is constructed that it's not true. But if you're not from there, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know it. You would think it's Miami or, just like in Georgia. Let's be clear. Just like in Atlanta, it's Atlanta. Or you got Macon, but let's be real. It's Atlanta. People still feel like that about Florida. And I was just like, I wanted to know just from you, was you seeing a lot of more support and a lot of buzz from people coming from other places? You know.
Well, I wouldn't say. I would say this, Will, is that everybody in the state of Florida, they'll have their own sound. If you understand what I'm saying, because the swag is totally different from each area. But the one thing in common that you know, that it's all centered around getting money.
Of course.
That's, what I mean, hustling in a way that, it separates us all. But it puts us together, whereas each county is like totally different, but it's the same. The lingo may be a little different, but it's the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Orlando, we got Orlando, Tampa, St. Pete, where I'm from, Marion County, Gainesville, Duval, Fort Myers. We're leaving out Fort Myers.
Yeah.
You got Sarasota.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go on the other side, you got Palm Beach. You got
let's go a little higher up the
Tallahassee.
Let's go a little
in the handle.
We be the stepchildren, but they love to come to the
beach. Not really.
Not for real.
You're not the step kids because the coach is there because you got fam there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You go across I-10, you got Duval. So it's not the stepchild, it's just how music travels, because Tight's doing his thing over there also in y'all area too. Yeah.
So I wanna talk about something that you just mentioned. This is K100 Radio.
K100, you bastard.
You right now tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
STREETSMARTZ 101. You know what I'm talking about? STREETSMARTZ 101 is here with us today, man, and I really appreciate his time. So you just mentioned something though, and I want to just let's cover a little bit of background. Let's cover a little bit of backstory, not to get too personal, not to get too out of pocket. But you said you had just jumped out, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that adjustment period, you feel me? I don't know, however long you was down or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That adjustment period. What was that like coming out and then trying to? Because when you said you was doing music before you went. What was the big change when you got back out that you had to make a major adjustment to?
Well, it wasn't an adjustment because I was studying. When I was inside, I already knew what I was coming to do. Okay. But you and I both know getting someone to see your vision, that's two different things. So when I came home, I got family members, my nephews and my homeboys are part of the groups, you know what I mean, the groups. But just the discipline, what I saw is totally different from back in our days, the discipline and the focus part about it, and how the industry has changed. Now it's not really about talent anymore.
Right.
You pour in the social media, you pour in the creativity, and you stir it up. And who's that common denominator and the common factor of it all. That's the person or the persons who basically gets the attention, and that's the thing that has changed since I've came home, and I'm seeing that now. But it's evolving though.
Yeah. Now, would you agree, based on what you just said, would you agree that the common denominator in all of it tend to be money? Whoever got the budget? Or you know what I'm saying? The common denominator is the money, right? Whoever got the money.
That's true.
To be the street money behind them.
Who's got the bag?
Whatever. Who got the bag is what's gonna pop, right?
Right. That's true. That's
okay,
true.
So that's universal.
True.
That's
true. And that's what I said. A lot of people don't. And that's the thing that the game on the outside, when you're trying to break through, that they don't understand what goes behind it and the money that goes behind it. Yeah. And that's the sad thing that you see independent artists not really looking at.
Yeah, I understand that totally, for sure. That's just it's a true statement, man. You feel me? Some things are universal, you know what I mean? So let me ask you this though.
Yes, sir.
As somebody that's done had to, give these folks a little bit of their time, you know what I'm saying? Based on whatever you did, doesn't really matter to me. It's irrelevant to the conversation. But let's talk about that part of it when it comes to hip hop. How do you feel? Because right now, bro, I don't know how it was, how long you went down, but was niggas getting locked up for lyrics before you went down or not? No. Okay. So now that happens. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's a major revelation. That's a major switch. You know what I'm saying? So when you came home, niggas catching RICO charges about these lyrics. You feel what I'm saying? So talk about that. Talk about it.
It's now with the invention of the couches now. These artists just feel as though they can just go sit on a couch like it's a street somewhere. You know what I mean? you know what I mean, Will. The podcasting couches, man. And that's something we would change the conversation totally if I know I'm out here in these here streets. I didn't even have a social media until I came back home. Right. Because I know I wasn't in the streets no more. So now it's like I know I have to be on social media. But before that, man, I wasn't even on social media.
Yeah.
Because you know what comes with it. We've seen it, and now we're seeing it even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just looking at it, the mistakes that I've seen with all of the younger cats going in now, I pretty much saw it, from afar, saying, you shouldn't have said that, you shouldn't have said that.
Right. When the indictments come down, you like,
yeah. And one thing I can tell you about the federal government, Will, man, is that when they come, they already know everything,
Yeah.
So that's a crazy thing about it.
And so, just, man, listen, I think that conversation is one that can be had and we can go way into it, but without getting too crazy and too deep, but it's okay. Right. Like I want to focus kind of sort of on the music and everything, now OG, you're an artist,
yes, sir.
Right? You've been in it for a minute, and okay. So anybody that's watching this or hearing this, thank you everybody that's listening. I see a lot of people are listening on the app. So I got the screen. Shout out to everybody listening on the app. If you're listening on the Roku channel, thank you very much. What's up? How y'all doing? Hey man, if you're watching on the YouTube channels or the social media though, please comment. Say something about the conversation. I'd love to get any feedback. If you want to chime in on the conversation, I do have the chat box up. I can see what you're saying, even though I don't show it on the screen. I can see what you're saying. So if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, hey man, if you want to take part in this conversation, say something, and I'll let the homie know, and I'll relay it live on the air. All right. But shout out to everybody that's listening and watching so far. Now, you said you've been doing it for a long time, whatever. Go in, go out, whatever. Okay, so now we here.
Right.
Do you feel, maybe you were paying attention on inside or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
But over the years, there's been this tension. That's the word I'm gonna use.
Okay.
Not beef. There's been this tension between the younger artists and the older artists. Right.
Right.
Just culturally and musically, like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Some people say the older artists are hating on the young cats because they the new wave, and then the older people are like, no, your music just ain't good, bro. It don't sound good or whatever, because it's not it wasn't the music that we grew up on. Like you said earlier, less talent, more about the bag and whatever what's popping on, what's viral. How do you feel about that as an artist? As an artist, do you put any stock into, you know, this old versus young? And how do you feel about, because some people are going to tell you, dog, you too old to be rapping. Sit your old ass down somewhere and let these young niggas have it. What do you feel about that conversation, bro?
It's only in the hip hop community.
Right.
Any other genre of music, if you love music and you create music and you're inspired by it, music doesn't have an age.
Have you had any resistance to your grind since you came back out? Not totally, no. Because one thing, the most of my production comes from younger producers. Right. They
flood me with it. And it's like, oh gee, go in. I got these packs for you. I got these packs for you. They won't stop. Now it's like, now I'm behind now with them because they send them to me every day. So I don't get that. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'll just tell them, I tell an artist or a producer, man, just do what you feel and do what you love. Because at the heart of all of it is that if you love music, age doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Gender don't matter.
Right.
It's the point that it's universal. We talked about earlier in the interview, universal, things being universal.
Yeah.
You can put me somewhere in Africa, China, whatever, wherever the place is, music is going to speak to you.
Yeah. So do you kind of, do you embrace the OG role? Because I have, like for me personally, just
yes.
I'm an artist too. You probably know that because we haven't had a chance to meet before. This is our first meeting, but I'm an artist, producer, engineer myself too. That's my history before I even started doing this radio stuff, right? This media stuff. I was artist, right? You know what I'm saying? So I've learned myself personally that putting your arms around them and just showing them some game and giving them some game is what it's all about, honestly.
That's it. That honestly, at the end of the day, that's what you want to do. You want to impart some of the lessons, not some of them, but the majority of the lessons that you had that you and I had. It's like, okay, all right, there's a brick wall. Don't run into that brick wall. Or you may should take that opportunity. You know, damn what somebody else says just because they don't like it. But if you've seen it and I've seen it, and we know that a youngster or anybody who haven't seen it, if you really got good intentions for that person, it's like, I'm not going to let you crash out like that. You know?
Exactly. Right. And so I guess when they start to look at you, here's the thing, like, and this is what I've heard directly from the young cats, from the YNs, they call them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is what I heard from the YNs. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Legit.
Right. Like, bro, like some of them, they don't respect them because they don't move like OGs. They don't move like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't moving like you know what I'm saying? You out here trying to hit my homegirl. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You feel me? And you old enough to be my daddy, bro. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
So all of that comes with age comes responsibility, and the way you conduct yourself as an OG person and as an OG artist, you conduct yourself as such, and I think the YNs give you that.
Yeah, and I can speak on that. That's what I get. You know, no disrespect. We may just joke and crack a little jokes here and there, but when it's time to work, it's like, okay, let's get to it. You know what I mean? Business is business, and we're doing. I call it a blessing. When you're doing something that you enjoy and you love doing, man, it's no greater feeling than that. You know, it's no greater feeling than that.
Yep, and it's a smidge, a little bit greater when you're getting paid a lot of money to do it. You know
right. Eventually, that comes with it. But if you put that in the forefront of every waking minute or second about that, it sort of eludes you. You know what I mean? But once you just embrace it, saying, okay, I know I got to put the work in, and eventually, if I keep at it and I'm doing what's right, it'll come to you. Yeah. So that's one thing I haven't been worried about. Though,
okay, cool. That's what's up, man. It's good to hear that, man, because everybody has their opinion on the ageism. Right. That's the term, everybody. In case you don't know, it's called ageism. The ageism in hip hop. Yeah, everybody. That's the term. It's ageism. Right. Ageism in hip hop is one of my personal pet peeves,
right?
Bar none. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just because, bro, like we can all live and we can all eat. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's plenty of aunts and aunties and unks that want to go hear that and want to hear that, and there's plenty YNs and whatever you want to call them, whatever that want to hear that. So y'all go, y'all it's just like when you go to your family reunion.
There you go.
The OGs over there, we having a good time. They may be over there playing
exactly.
space, whatever. Y'all may be sitting in the car hotboxing. It don't matter. Everybody having a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody having a good time.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'm glad you mentioned that too. That's just like in a club with a DJ. The DJ is going to have their set.
Oh,
you know.
Now you want to talk about the DJs? Streetmartz. I don't know if you want to. You don't want me.
You know, we know some of the same DJs.
But some of the DJs refuse to break new music by older artists. And I understand why they can't. If you in the club and everybody in there 25 and 21, of course you can't do that. You got a job to do that night. You know what I'm saying? But I think some of them don't do it even when in another setting. It's like I've literally been to DJs, and of course shout out to the homie DJ D-Rock and everybody that we know that's cool like that. But it's a lot of DJs now that just was like, listen, y'all had y'all time. I'm not trying to break none of that. Like, I need to hear what's new and what's next and what's young.
And now you basically just said it in a nutshell. Hold on, let me hear my argument.
Yeah.
Now, if you do that, where can you bridge the gap between what we were talking about?
Yeah.
The YNs and the OGs.
Right.
They don't hear it. And it's like, who am I? Where am I gauging it at? You know, where is that ceiling or level where we can bridge this whole gap to bring it together? So you have to think about that also.
Yeah. We need everybody on board for the end of ages. Yeah. We need all parties. I would love to bring the record execs on board, but we know why they don't want us.
Yeah, see,
they can't manipulate us.
You and I know this.
Yeah,
you and I know this,
me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I'm not
you
signing
can't
that bullshit.
do that.
No, you know what I'm saying. But you can manipulate a 21 or 18-year-old. Easily. You know what I'm saying? Because you can just show them, you can flash a little something in front of them, and they'll lose complete sight of 20 years from now. You know what I'm saying? But we're in the 20 years from now phase. You know what I'm saying? So we like, whoa.
You can't do that. You can't get that over on me like that.
I know why they don't want us in the game. We know why. It's okay. We'll stay over here where we at. All right, let's get into the music, man. Let's go.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
K100, you bastards!
Hold on, I gotta do everything manually on my split. I'm not even remotely used to it. I'm trying to cut to the images, and I'm like goofy looking because I'm over here using the mouse. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we got Streetmartz 101 on the line, man. We finna get right into this joint, man. So I want you to talk to me real quick about this song, man, called "How You Do It," man. I want you to break it down. Tell me, the creative process and everything that you think we need to know before I push play on this record for the first time on K100 Radio.
All right, the production was by Genius. He's a Russian kid from Russia. He produced the track. The concept was me just thinking about conveying the message on getting someone just to say to themselves, whatever it takes, this is what you're going to do, and this is how you do it. Mm-hmm. And if anyone asks you a question, you just tell them, it's how I do it, period. Obstacles, anything, just how I do it.
I'm going to talk about real quick when I hit play on this. When we come back, we're going to discuss how you got to beat all the way from Russia. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about that before we get ready to wrap things up. This is K100 Radio. I'm your host, Blizzum. This is Streetmartz 101. The name of this joint is called How You Do It. How do you do it? K100 Radio. Check it out. Hey, let me leave some comments in the chat.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
You sound like a hater. You a hater. That's what I think they say. Now how you do it? I told you motherfuckers. I just do it. Let's get to this paper mucho and turn it up. So fuck a hater. Let's run it up. How I do it? I just did it. Getting to it up. Make investments, get a trust. Now you working, and shit's cooking. So run it back, and keep jugging. Oh, they looking, what you looking at? Remember when they wouldn't let you pass so to the paper? Who said we ain't? You sound like a hater. You a hater. That's what I think they say. Cheap five. Now how you do it? I told you motherfuckers. I just do it. Let's get to this paper. Mucho. And turn it up. So fuck a hater. Let's run it up.
It's going down. Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
K100, you bastards.
K100 Radio, I'm your host, Blizzard, man. Listen, man, we rocking out with the homie STREETSMARTZ 101. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, yo, the homie was doing this thing on that joint, man. You feel me? What's going on, man? I like that joint. You said now, let's talk about Russia. And let's talk about just the way that you can collab, man. Like, was it like that before you jump back out? You know what I'm saying? Was you able to work with people over there in Russia and shit you never met before?
No. I would, man, technology these days and that direct communication, and that's what I love about the industry now. Mm-hmm. You can go directly to the source now.
Exactly.
You can go straight to the source,
including the consumer. Including the consumer.
Yeah. And like I said, all of the production we got linked up. He's from Cali, from the Bay Area. Uh-huh. He's done a lot of tracks for me. Works with La Russell. I don't want to name drop, but yeah, you got Space Keys, Russia also. You got Sweet Glaze, Memphis. So now just being able to just say, all right, send me what you got, and they'll flood you, man. You know what I mean? And that's been a nice part about it, where you don't have to wait. It's not a big waiting period.
You came from you clearly came from my era where it was like one producer for the whole city. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had to go to that with one nigga for the beat.
One producer.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is over. You know what I'm saying?
It's
shout
over.
out to Beat Stars. Shout out to the internet. Shout out to all that shit. Shout out to YouTube. Whatever. You might be watching this shit on YouTube. Shout out to all that shit.
All of them. Twitch, all of them, right?
If you want to create, bro, it's like if you want to create music, here's the thing. If you want to be in the music industry, those obstacles and those paywalls and everything still exist. If you want to just do music, you can do music.
You can do music.
You can make music. Yeah.
No excuses.
All right, man. So it's been a great interview, man. I know we had a little bit of a snippet, but we ain't gonna talk about none of that because they ain't gonna be in the
I enjoyed it, brother.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a great conversation, though, man. First of all, before I go,
yes, sir.
I just want to make sure everybody see my cup that I'm drinking.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, I want to make sure everybody see my cup. That's the last. Now we gotta talk about this guy. We gotta get this goddamn football team together.
Well, I'm
sick of their shit too. I'm sick of them.
Right. Long as we got DJ Lagway back there in that pocket, we're gonna keep a defense.
I love our quarterback.
We good. I
love our quarterback.
Probably got the hardest schedule in the country this year coming up. So we gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah. But I just want everybody listening to understand, you're talking to two Florida boys, okay? You know what I'm saying? You got a Cal in the building, Gainesville, you got Panama City, the A50 in the building. And a lot of people hey, you know me, I got spoken with a lot of family and friends because I'm up there where they mostly FSU fans. You know that, right?
FSU and Alabama.
Yeah. But you know, and that's the thing. We ain't got time to get in the whole Florida breakdown. But the thing is, when I grew up, I was spending summers in Gainesville with my cousins them down there. So my very first time ever tailgating or going to a college game was at the Swamp. You feel what I'm saying? Even though I live right up the road from Dope. You feel what I'm saying? But the first time when I would go down for the summers and stuff, and then when I would come down there in the fall to you know what I'm saying, around the fall when the season would start. My cousins put me on their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? You know, that was my first. all my cousins down there, you know, and I had family up here that represented FSU, but they just wasn't rowdy with it like my cousins down home. You know what I'm saying? Back in the game.
Right.
So
University Ave is packed.
Yeah, and my mama and my mama went to University of Florida. So it's
okay, yeah.
You know, I know where I'm from. I know I'm in the Panhandle, but
yeah, you're a Gator. You're a Gator.
Yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Yes,
but it's been a great conversation, man. Like I said, I always love to have these little quick conversations, especially when I meet people from home, man. You can listen, dog, keep doing your grind. We'll throw this joint and give it some spins in rotation over here on K100 Radio, getting them spins up.
I appreciate it, brother. We appreciate it.
One more question, though.
Yes, sir.
Musically. Now, that was the single. We only had the one song to play. Is this attached to an album that's coming out? Let everybody know where they can find the music before we go.
You can find it on all your streaming platforms. This particular song will begin streaming May 15th. We just got it to the radio stations and the DJs first. So May 15th will be the exact streaming date for How You Do It.
Okay.
But you can catch us on all streaming platforms at StreetSmartz. You just put in StreetSmartz and you're good to go. On Instagram is at StreetSmartz 101.
Right.
TikTok at StreetSmartz 101. And hey, I just thank y'all for the support, man. And thank all the fans that's rocking with us from day one. I want to thank y'all, family and friends and everybody. So hey, just be ready for a good summer.
Absolutely, bro.
Be there.
Do your thing, man. You feel me? I wish you nothing but the best, dog. Keep grinding. You feel me? I love when I see. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, dog. I got an affinity and I got a special place for the cats who like, whether you jumped out or whether you just like one of them people who just like, I'm gonna do my thing until I die, bro. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I just got, because I'm an artist and because I'm an older person, I'm an older artist too. I'm in my 40s too. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just like try to show as much love as I possibly can. And I love these conversations, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It's good to meet you, bro. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Well, we'll be seeing each other, Big Will. You know that, bro.
All right, bro, man. I see you out here on this grind, bro. We can have a real conversation off the camera that we can't talk about because we're not gonna jam our motherfucking self up.
There you go, brother.
Nothing to you niggas. Facts. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Facts. Yes, sir.
K100 Radio, StreetSmartz 101. You see the name on the screen. I got it on the screen for you right now. Just put 101. StreetSmartz 101 on all social media. If you're rocking with them, if you want to support them, go over there. It doesn't cost you a dime. Literally free to hit follow, like, subscribe, play, share. All of this stuff you can do for independent artists who really need it. I know you like your superstars. I know you want to tell everybody about your new jam by Drake. I know, but listen, he don't really need your shares. We need your shares. So if you hear somebody dope and somebody represent your hometown or your section or whatever, or they just a real motherfucker, man, share that shit. Like the page, share the page, follow the page. You ain't got to go to it every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Download the K100 Radio app because we the ones that's playing that shit. You ain't gotta listen to every day.
That's it.
Again, just pop open the app, see what you got, see what we got. I guarantee you gonna hear something that you ain't never heard that you like. I promise you. All right. K100 Radio, I'm Blizzum, that's StreetSmartz 101. Hit that subscribe button.
K100 Radio.